I get out of high
This is
school,
Ragpod,
I get into
and we're here
carpet
in Adaam,
cleaning.
Carolla,
I go from
the
carpet
master
cleaning
podcaster.
to labor, not carpenter apprentice, just ditch digger, $7 an hour, no overtime, no benefits, just digging ditches. All right, so 82, oh, sorry, I didn't know where we were. In 1982, I graduated. Now keep in mind, there's a couple of dates here. In 1992, that's going to be my 10-year high school reunion, and I don't want to be a loser. And also, in 1994, I'm going to turn 30 years of age. And the reason I was able to become successful and the reason I was able to acquire what I've acquired and become what I've become is because right about this age, right about the age when I was 20 years, maybe 21 years old, I stopped and I thought to myself, wait a minute, I don't want to go through my whole life this way. I don't want to work for somebody. I don't want to swing a hammer for a living. I don't want to drive a pickup truck with a bench seat for a living. I want more, and I was realistic with myself. I said, what are you good at? And I said, well, I'm good with my hands. I'm good at building. And I think I'm funny. And those were the only two thoughts I had. And I realized one of those things you're already doing, it's limited, it has a ceiling, and you don't get paid. And the other is unlimited, and it involved travel and money, and you could buy a sports car and have a house in the hills. So I said to myself, when I was that age, fine, I'll give you 10 years. You can have until you're 30 to see if you can get paid to do comedy. Not be a big star, not be on syndicated radio or cable TV or any of that. Just literally get paid, just to be a comic on a cruise ship, just to do audience warm-up for a sitcom, just literally getting paid to do comedy. I did not, and another message I'd like to impart, I didn't have lofty dreams. I never had lofty dreams. My dream was make a living not swinging a hammer or holding a shovel. Just make a living in something creative, something with comedy, something involving your voice and your mind. And that was it. It was never get rich. I hope that you guys aren't thinking about getting rich. I hope you should be thinking about getting paid to do what you love. If you get paid to do what you love, there's a real good chance you'll get rich. But don't put the ox in front of the cart. Think about getting paid. Think about being able to pay your bills, your mortgage, keep the lights on in your house, whatever it is. Just think about right now about getting paid to do what you would do for free. And even if you don't get rich, think about how far ahead of humanity you would be if you made your living every day doing what you would have done for free. You would be ahead of not only everyone who's alive today, but every human being that ever came before you if you could get paid just to simply do what you love. All right, next year, let's see how this is working out, Mike. Okay. Hey, when I said I was poor, do you think I was exaggerating? All right, so we're moving toward 1992. That is my high school reunion. And remember, I got to deal with myself. By 1994, if I'm not successful, I'm going to pack it in. What's the next year, Mike? All right. This is doing earthquake rehab work for the city of Los Angeles. They were paying me $19.50 an hour. I thought I was the richest man in North Hollywood. And this is an interesting crossroads because now I'm actually getting paid. I mean, in 1986, getting 20 bucks an hour, single guy, not too shabby. Gas was, $1.25 a gallon. And I thought to myself, I think I should keep doing this for a while. And you guys have to be careful. Be careful with comfort. People say to me all the time, what motivated you to go into comedy? What motivated me to go into comedy is I was miserable. I wasn't comfortable. I lived in a small apartment. It had no air conditioning. I drove a pickup truck. It didn't have headrests attached to the bench seats. It didn't have air conditioning. I was uncomfortable, and because it was uncomfortable, it forced me to change. Some of you are comfortable where you're at in life right now. You have a job. The job pays okay. The benefits are okay. The perks are okay. And so you're in sort of a velvet cage of comfort, right? You think, well, I don't want to venture out because this is okay. But you weren't put on this planet to do okay. You were put here to kick ass. My parents were put here to do okay. You guys are here because you're tired of okay and you want to get to kick ass, right? I mean, I know you're all doing okay. You wouldn't have been able to afford the ticket for today, but we're talking about getting to the next level. And getting to the next level sometimes means you got to do away with okay. And once you leave your okay job with your okay perks and your okay salary, you don't get to jump back into okay. There's a certain danger in leaving okay. The danger is the door is not open. If you fail doing what you want to do, you don't necessarily get that job back. A year from now, 7 months from now, 4 years from now. It's not guaranteed. Nothing good is guaranteed. You have to be okay with that and not okay with okay. Okay. So I was pretty comfortable making this kind of money in 1986, but I said, you know what? I'm not okay with okay. And the next year came around and well, look, I'm no financial planner, but I'll just call that a lateral move, okay? All right, let's see how we do moving toward my high school Jesus Christ. Now, you got to understand, my parents don't have money. I'm living on my own. I'm supporting myself. I'm the guy at this point in my life who's in the supermarket saying, is it just the top ramen? Are you out of bottom ramen? Top seems a little rich for my blood. If there's a middle or bottom ramen, see myself purchasing that. All right, let's see. Let's get to, all right. Now I got a bed box on my truck and I got a lumber rack and I'm starting to get to work. And people are saying, Adam, get your contractor's license, get another truck, get a crew, and let's make your life okay. And I said, no. I want to do more. I don't want to swing a hammer for a living. And they said, but you're doing good. Get your license. Get a truck. Get a house in Simi Valley and a fat wife. And I said, no. I'm going to try it on my own. And the next year rolled around. Now, this isn't 1890. This is 1990. These are modern times. I'm not trading pelts with the Indians. I'm living in Los Angeles, And this is what I'm pulling down. All right, let's see how that high school reunion went. And oh, I showed up to my high school reunion like MacArthur returning to the Philippines. Yeah, and by the way, guys were doctors and lawyers, and girls were doctors and lawyers, and Adam Carolla was a loser. The only problem with pulling down this kind of cash here, the only problem with pulling down that kind of coin is you don't know if the ladies love you for you, or we got a gold digger on our hands. I want to be with that Carolla. You made almost $4,000 last year. So, what's the next date? 1994. I'm going to turn 30 years of age. And believe me, if I get to 1994 and I haven't started to have some success, I'm going to give it up altogether and just swing a hammer for a living. So, 1994. All right. I didn't make it. But 3 weeks after my 30th birthday, I met Jimmy Kimmel. And Jimmy Kimmel wasn't Jimmy Kimmel back then. He was just Jimmy the sports guy. He did the sports on a local radio show called Kevin and Bean, K-Rock, out of Los Angeles. How did I get to meet Jimmy Kimmel? Well, Jimmy Kimmel was part of a morning show, and they were doing a morning zoo stunt, which is Jimmy Kimmel was going to box Michael the Maintenance Man on K-Rock. And they put out over the air, we need boxing trainers. I was working part-time as a boxing trainer. I taught morning classes at a place called Bodies in Motion, and then I got my truck and built cabinets for people in the afternoon, and that's how I got by. And when I heard that Jimmy Kimmel was going to do a boxing match, and Michael the Maintenance Man, I said, I want to train one of them to box. I didn't care if it was Jimmy, because Jimmy wasn't Jimmy back then. And, by the way, Michael the Maintenance Man was a brother, and I just did the boxing math. I'd rather bet on black, so to speak. All right, so here's an interesting thing. How did I get to be a boxing trainer? I walked into this place, Bodies in Motion, and this is important. I hope you guys all digest this little nugget here. I walked into Bodies in Motion. The guy behind the counter is named Bruce. I said, Bruce, I want to teach boxing at your establishment. He said, absolutely not. I said, why not? I'm a good boxing coach. He said, we only hire champions and ex-champions. We got to sell you to our clientele, and schlub from the valley is not going to work. I said, are you sure? He said, yes, you cannot work here. I looked around, and I saw some heavy bags laying on the ground that needed to be swung. And I saw some speed bags that were on the ground with the whole setup just sitting on the floor. And I said to him, you want that stuff hung? You want that speed bag put up? You want that heavy bag swung from the ceiling? You got stuff around here that needs to be done? He said, yeah. I said, well, I'm a carpenter. He said, oh, yeah? I said, I will work for you for half price. And I will work at night. What time do you close? He says, we close at 10 o'clock at night. I said, I'll work from 10 o'clock at night. What time do you open? He said, 5 a.m. I said, I'll work from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. I'll hang that bag. I'll hang the speed bag. I'll put the moldings up. I'll do whatever you want me to do around here. Just give me a chance to teach boxing. And he said, yeah, fine. Go ahead. And I did, and he did. And 6 months later, he said, I'm opening a gym in Pasadena. If you build it, you can teach the morning class for $20 a pop, by the way. And I said, I'll do it. So I use my carpentry